Nikanaturally, and I am here to start my Perfecting the Twist Out series. I am actually gonna start with the chunky twist out. I have freshly washed hair. When I say washed, I did use shampoo, and I found that I have to use shampoo on a regular basis because my hair gets really dirty. It's just too thick. Not to. Conditioner isn't really a cleanser for me, and shampoo works for me, so I use it. So yeah, I shampooed then conditioned my hair with this. I really like this stuff, Hairtrition. The bottle's $15.89 at Sally's, but I actually got it when it was buy one get one free, and it lasts a while. It's really thick, so it's great for my hair type, which is really thick. It needs a lot of moisture. Right now I'm going to be using this Shea Butter, Cantu Shea Butter leave-in conditioner. And I found that that works best when your hair is not dripping wet. So I'm just squeezing any excess water out. And applying a fair amount of this. This will leave white build up if your hair is too wet when you apply it. So you see here, I have no build up. I'm going to be working with air dried hair. I'm not going to put these twists in. Well, I'll think about it. I was thinking about letting my hair air dry just because it takes my hair about 2 days to dry if I put it immediately into twists from watching. So you'll have to figure out what works best for your hair, because when you take twists down, tip 1, you don't want to have any moisture in your hair when you're removing your twists, because what's going to happen, from my experience, is that your hair will swell and frizz. So you'll want your hair to be completely dry when removing your twists. So I'm going to let this just air dry for, we'll see how long, because I'm planning on wearing these all day today, which is Friday, and Saturday, and taking out the twists for church on Sunday. So I'm thinking it should be dry by Sunday if I go ahead and put them in on wet hair. We'll give it a whirl and see. And I'm going to try to keep this series from turning into a ramble fest and just give you vital information as I go along. So, yeah. I'll finish applying my conditioner and then come back to you. Okay, I am back. And just because I want to just go ahead and get this process over with, I'm going to go ahead and put it in on wet hair. Most of the excess water was removed anyway before I put in the leave-in conditioner, so it's not dripping wet. I think I'm going to do the center part for the chunky twist. I tend to do the center part when I do the chunky twist for whatever reason. And that's what I'm going to do. For all of your twist outs, or twists, the only parting I ever do is where I know I want to wear a defined part. Everything else, I just pull apart with my fingers. I finger part. So, and with this, I'm going to be working with 5 sections. Well, this will be section 1. And whenever I'm doing twist, another tip, I typically work in odd numbers, which you'll see further along. Just because, say if I did 4 sections, right where you have your parts is where you'll typically end up having a big space in between your twists. And to avoid that, I always put a section right in the center. That way, that's gonna ensure that I don't have a space that I'm gonna have to go back and try to hide. And since this is gonna be a chunky twist out, again, I work in odd numbers, so I'm gonna do an odd number of twists back there. I think I'm going to do 3. If I was doing medium-sized twists, I'd do 5. So with this being chunky twists, I'm going to do 3. Another question I get from most people is, what do I put in my twist out? Sometimes it varies, but for the most part, I always make sure for the sealing and moisture to do the water-based product first, or water. My hair is wet, so I have my water base on, cream, then an oil. So I'm going to apply my Cantu Shea Butter Daily Oil Moisturizer. Making sure to pay attention to my ends. And then I put the coconut oil on each twist individually, sealing in that moisture a fair amount. Okay, here's another tip. When you pull your twists apart to do them, you'll want to make sure they're fairly even in length and thickness, so you want to separate it evenly. That's going to ensure that when you're removing the twist, you should be able to come up here and pull it apart and it just fall right apart. Most people, a lot of people show you where they start at the end and they have to slowly go up. I rarely ever have an issue where my twists don't just fall apart. So that's because I don't borrow when I'm twisting. So basically what borrowing is, for example, if one of these sides were running out and I had way more hair left to twist with on one side, you would want to borrow from one side and add to the other to make them even. Doing that, it's going to cause your hair to tangle, your twists aren't going to come apart as easy, and you're going to have some frizzing when you go to remove your twist. So another tip, don't borrow. And as you see here, I was able to do an entire twist, no borrowing. It's nice and neat. When I get to the end, I put a little more oil on my finger, rub it on, and twirl the tips. That'll give you a nice little curly cute ending. Alright, it's been about 10-15 minutes, and this is the last section. Cantu Shea Butter Moisturizer. And someone asked in one of my videos about a week or less than ago about my edges, if they grown back. Yes. And I commented that, but they were still pretty short. So this is how short my edges are. This is 3 years almost of hair growth. The rest of my hair, so I guess I can't expect the edges to catch up till about another couple of years, unfortunately. So this is about maybe 7 months of hair growth. So they filled in, but still they're extremely short, and I have to mask them. So what I did, the edges aren't as bad on this side than the other, but what I did was I took them and did like a small flat twist right here, just to have them up, bind it up, instead of just out in a fro, because they will pop loose. So I'm going to do that right here. Yeah. And then the rest of this will just be blended over here with a twist. So here we have a chunky twist set on wet hair. Not soaking wet, but still wet.